and welcome to today's webinar event. We'll go ahead and get started. Today's presenter is Rob Dallas of Aktion Associates. Rob has been helping distributors find their ideal software solutions for over 25 years. From those 25 plus years of experience, Rob has been working specifically with the Infor Distribution product line for more than a decade. He not only understands the software, but also the needs of distributors, which allows him to better assist his customers. During this webinar, you'll be addressing how industrial distributors face numerous challenges like keeping up with customer expectations, meeting diverse supply chain needs. And this webinar will showcase how Infor CloudSuite Distribution can help distributors better manage their operations and improve customer satisfaction. After Rob's presentation, we'll have a time for a question and answer period. And down at the bottom of your screen, you'll see a little question mark icon box. It's there. You can go ahead and input any questions you have. We'll make sure those get answered by Rob himself. So without any further ado, Rob, take it away.
Great. Thank you, Jason, and welcome everyone. As far as today's agenda goes, we're going to start by touching on some distribution industry trends, Infor distribution ERP solutions. I'm going to spend about 15 minutes in the demo, in the software itself, in a brief demo. Then I want to wrap up with a little bit more on who Aktion is, the Aktion difference. And then as Jason mentioned, we will try to save at least 5 minutes to have a brief Q&A at the conclusion. So Infor is the author or manufacturer of the software. They are currently the third largest ERP company in the world. And you can see their strong micro-vertical expertise, specifically with industrial distributors over on the left. But I think what's important to note or to take away is that Infor really is striving to be leaders in technology and innovation. As you'll hear me mention it throughout the session today, that not only are they expanding the distribution functionality of CloudSuite Distribution, but also by extending the way they use technology, with the goal being make users as efficient as possible. Let's leverage the technology that they're used to using in their personal lives. So why Infor CloudSuite Distribution, or as a lot of us call it, CSD? It has an industry-specific focus. So CSD is built from the ground up to meet the complex demands of industrial distribution. A streamlined process, so it enhances your operational efficiency with integrated modules for order management, warehouse management, procurement, and of course, financials and accounting. Data-driven insights. So gain a competitive edge by harnessing the power of real-time analytics and business intelligence. So taking that data and turning it into useful information. Scalability. So as your business expands, Infor CloudSuite Distribution grows with you, accommodating your evolving needs without the need for major system overhauls. So Infor CloudSuite Distribution offers advanced features, including scalability, as I touched on. It will grow with your business. It's built from the ground up for large distributors with 40, 50 locations processing thousands of orders a day. Data-driven decisions, again, powerful analytics and reporting tools. So we can make those critical business decisions. Customer-centric, so let's keep customer pricing commitments, and when they need to be updated, we have tools to do some mass updates so you're not stuck going through hundreds of pricing records to increase what we want to, or the margin on a set of products, or update costs on items for your vendors. We can do that electronically with tools. Cloud advantage, easy access securely from anywhere. Whether you're on a laptop or tablet or in a smartphone, as long as you are connected to the internet, you're able to get into your CloudSuite distribution system. Integration capabilities. So with the Ion middleware, we are able to connect with real-time APIs to other applications. As well as provide consistent customer experience. So build a positive customer experience online with e-commerce, order entry, and mobile capabilities. Optimize supply chain processes, so control your costs and achieve operational excellence through warehouse mobility, inventory management, and order fulfillment. As I keep harping on, gain business insight. I can't stress enough how important it is to take all that data you have on your ERP and turn it into those critical business decisions through distribution-specific analytics. Drive employee productivity. So leverage a superior user interface, role-based BI, and learning tools to optimize an employee, right? Increase user efficiencies. So what is standing in the way of your business growth? Stuck on legacy software. So in that case, maybe you're doing a lot of processing outside of your core system, your core ERP, and doing it manually. So then obviously you're suffering with isolation. Complex and highly modified systems. A lot of the legacy systems, they have to be modified or customized. And if that's the case, then you can't stay current with new functionality, and doing an upgrade is an extensive process. Hard to find IT resources. IT people don't want to be the dinosaurs of their profession, as it says. They want to be using and utilizing the current technology. Lacking efficiency, productivity, and security. How to avoid ransomware attacks, right, while being open to integrate and automate. Being held back from innovation and growth. So organizations not agile enough to keep up with the evolving business strategy and new business models. So what's included with your subscription to CloudSuite Distribution? At the top section here, you have all the core capabilities you would expect, from sales order management, which includes quoting, order entry, invoicing, pricing management, your advanced inventory management, demand planning, procurement, forecasting, etc. Real-time accounting system, proof of delivery. All of that is included with the base subscription. But there are many optional capabilities which allows your sales rep to work with you to price your subscription a la carte. They may be things you need today, or it may be things that you need in a few years from now as your business keeps evolving. Again, we don't have to go through this transition again and evaluate and migrate to a new ERP. We simply license and implement one of these extended solutions. Warehouse management's a good example if we want to go paperless in the warehouse. Service is another module that a lot of distributors are having to add these days to differentiate themselves from the big box retailers or online retailers. CRM, another good example to manage your opportunities in your pipeline so you can grow that, increase your sales. And all of it sits in what's called the Infor OS, Infor Operating Services. So it's a layer of technology that's included with your CSD subscription. Artificial intelligence throughout the system. Workflows and alerts, which you can define what happens when a business event occurs, who gets notified, who gets tasks or approvals. Document management. So being able to store documents digitally within the ERP itself. So a full-blown doc management system that also then has close ties, which I will illustrate, to whatever you're working on. So if you're looking at an account, you can see the documents that you've associated to that account, or to an order, or to a part number. And all of it, of course, sits on AWS, Amazon Web Services. So with that, I am going to jump over. Let me share my screen. There we go. All right, again, as you can see, I'm on a MacBook Pro. It is device independent. When you connect to CSD, where you land is what's called your portal. And there are multiple workspaces, but ideally what you want to think of this as a home page. And home pages are typically defined, are role-based. So you may have an accounting homepage, an inventory or buyer's homepage. This is an example of the template that comes out of the box. I started with a customer service template. And the idea here being that you can push information to a user, that it's relevant to their job. So instead of relying on them to come in every morning and run a report or look at an inquiry, let's push that information. We call it managing by exception. Push those exceptions out to the user. So it could contain analytics. It could, excuse me, it could have these widgets that allows you to actually interact with the ERP right from your homepage to look up a customer and products and customer specific pricing. Maybe see actual documents, do an invoice lookup and see an actual document, even send a copy of the PDF right from your homepage. See open orders and what stage they might be in, again, quickly and easily. I also can see any alerts that may be important to my role. my inbox of alerts and tasks, and the ability to manually start workflows. Again, I talked about how they can be automated based on a business event occurring, but here I may want to kick off a workflow for myself or for somebody else to follow up with a customer or to do a freight claim or a business expense. I'm going to go ahead and, again, I can use the navigation panel to go toggle between my workspaces or bookmarks, which we'll talk about in a little bit, or different applications. What I'm going to do is jump right into CloudSuite Distribution. The first thing you notice is there's now a nice system-wide search. Again, we're not relegated to a modular search. We don't have to go into inventory to do a lookup. We can type in characters and get hits from inventory, from sales documents, from purchase orders. So if I were wanting to look at Northern Supply, for example, excuse me, I can click on the customer inquiry, right? It's very intuitive. We're all used to browsing the internet. So I can navigate forward and jump right into customer inquiry. Notice it just opened up another tab here in my session. You can have as many functions open as you want. It's still one user license. So here I get a nice picture, high level look at this account, right? Because let's say this customer called and we need to see that the status of the account, and then they want to look up get a price from us, and maybe the update on an open quote or order, and then place a new quote or order. Right? So let's walk through that scenario. So we get to see, again, high level look at the account, some analytics, maybe their credit position, their AR position. But notice these sub-tabs at the top. This allows us to toggle between additional information because maybe they want to know about their receivables by job, or maybe we need to look at a specific transaction and I can filter out what type of transaction they want to look at. Again, remember all the different hyperlinks. I could drill in from anywhere on any screen to another function based on the hyperlink. So we drilled into this customer inquiry from our search results. As far as navigation goes, just a quick point out here, there is a main menu that you can navigate to. Okay. But there are also these access codes that you can utilize. So I can type in something what I'm trying to do. If I was trying to do pricing, I could go find, enter in PDSP to set up pricing, or just enter in the word pricing, and maybe I want to look at customer pricing inquiry. As we noted, that's the scenario. The customer wants to know what their price is and if we have availability. Well, I don't have to go enter in a quote. I can jump right into this inquiry. And whenever I click on a field, notice how the system remembers what we've been working with. Sounds simple, but really those seconds add up across the organization. We're always trying to increase user efficiencies. So I could select the account, but maybe I just know part of their number, part of their name, really anything that you know that you can enter here, the system will utilize to find what you're looking for. So, and the more I give it, it narrows down my search results. So I could have entered in an address, a phone number, a zip code. Same with product lookups. If I wanted a grill, I have many hits, but if I add in built-in, notice at the top, similar to a Google search, you have items that contain both hits, and then below any items that contain one or the other. I also get to see what I have available before I select an item. I'm going to go ahead and drill into a specific grill here. Notice I get to see product availability right here. I can see the list price for this account. I see their price with today's pricing. So I can do some manipulation, maybe with quantities or different units of measure to get their specific price. And what's nice here in this inquiry, I could actually record the price, go look at other items, and then create a quote right from the inquiry and email it off to my customer. But notice that there's a picture here. Well, let's say you're somewhere where there's not a picture, or you want the spec sheet for this grill. I'm going to open up in the smart panel here what are called widgets. And one of the widgets is a document management widget. So what happens is these widgets are intelligent and dynamic, meaning they are communicating real time, they're monitoring what you're doing, and can provide additional information, again, right at your fingertips. So if I wanted to see something related to the account, it knows I'm looking at account 3020. Or if I go look at associated documents tied to the product, I see that picture or that spec sheet. Or again, I could go down and see any notes to the account or activities or follow-ups. So again, you can have this be as large as you want. You can expand it. You can actually pop it out and have it on another screen if you like. But again, it's dynamic information, additional information right at your fingertips. So now we've talked to this account, we've given them the availability, their specific pricing. Now they have a question about an open order or open quote. So let's go ahead and jump into order inquiry. Right? I didn't want to go into work order inquiry. Hold on a second. Let me go into order inquiry. And you may know the order number, but let's say we have to do a search. And notice that here I've got about 7 fields that I can utilize to find my search. But one of the goals of CSD is to keep it simple and clean. So I don't see all the fields I have available to me, but I can go up and say, well, in this search, I really need it to do it by date range. Or maybe I need to do it by product, or by reference field, or by transaction type. And again, because of the technology, the underlying technology of the web UI, it's just changing the user experience. You can have saved searches. So by user, you may want to see your open orders or open quotes. In this case, I'm just going to use a customer purchase order number. Again, notice the hyperlinks. So if I want to drill in and look at this customer, I simply click on the hyperlink, takes you to another tab. I'll quickly close out, and I'm right back where I started. I can drill down into this order. Again, now I can see relevant information. What stage is the order in? What are the due dates, right? Some analytics related to it. But more importantly, on the sub-tab, I could see the body of the order. And notice all the different hyperlinks. I could drill really anywhere I wanted, from product inquiries, availability, pricing, all from this one screen. You can sort by any column, right, by clicking on a header. You can rearrange the columns any way you want. Again, that can be by each individual if you want, and there's security around who can change what. I can export this list to Excel if I want it, or I can even turn on filtering right here in a list, because maybe I want to look at products that contain certain characters, or begins or does not contain. So maybe I quickly want to filter out my tab extensions on this order. So again, maybe I want to filter out my non-stock items, or by product category, or a specific vendor. So that's in any grid on any column, you have that nice filtering capability. And after reviewing this order with them, we realized that they never sent us the customer purchase order. So I'm going to open up my web parts widgets and go get the file they just emailed, and I'm just going to drag and drop it into the widget. And now I have the ability right here in this widget. It's going back to the back-end full-blown doc management system, but I can associate it with, let's say the document itself. And what type of document is it? It's a purchase order. And then when you hit upload here, now that PDF is part of the doc management system, and tied to the entity of this order. So anytime anyone's in the sales order or editing the sales order, they will have quick access to any and all documents you've associated with that entity. Okay, and that could have been attaching it to a customer, a purchase order, a specific product, a lot record if we want to store certifications, right? A lot of times we end up with chemicals. Okay, so now let's say they're willing or interested in placing another order or quote with us. So I'm going to go up to order entry. And typically in order entry, you're doing one of 3 things. You're entering a new order, editing or maintaining an existing order, or deleting or canceling. What's nice about CloudSuite Distribution is there's only one entry function, but there's different order types. So whether I'm entering a quote or a sales order, it looks and flows exactly the same. Makes it easier for your employees to learn the system. Okay? But of course, different things happen behind the scenes. We're not going to allocate any inventory with a quote, et cetera, et cetera. Notice when I click on a field, it remembered who I was working with, right? So I can select Northern Supply. I'm going to go ahead and process a new order. Notice the orientation is left to right. So I have my banner or header over here to the left, product selections here in the middle, and my shopping cart or footers over here on the right. There are multiple ways to find products, and you can toggle between them, which I'll show you, but you're able to set your default preference. So every time I go into order entry, this is what's called easy entry. And I like it because let's say I'm looking for an LED light. To me, it resembles more of the consumer grade experience that we're all used to in our personal lives, let's say on Amazon. I get to see product images. I see the description. I see current availability. I get to see today's price for this account. So again, this is going through any of the contracts or pricing records that you've established. What's also nice is you may get multiple hits that the customer is interested in. So maybe they want multiple LED lights. Well, you simply can go through and set multiple quantities here, and with one singular action, add all 3 of those items to this sales order or this quote. Right? Now, the system is very fast, so I do have the option. I could hit finish here and get out of this order or quote in 3 or 4 seconds. I'm going to do some additional functionality, but I just wanted to let you know you can get in and out of an order very quickly and very easily. Let's say the customer wants to buy items that they purchased a few months ago or a couple of years ago. So I'm going to jump into what's called a shopping list. And there are different lists that you can use to shop from, and I'm going to drive off of past sales. And so for any time period, you can see documents, right? I can get a simple list of, items that they purchased. It's going to show each item once. I get to see here current availability. I get to see their today price, again, going through our contracts. This quantity recommended, right, is the last quantity they purchased, allows us to upsell. Last purchase date, last price, pictures, cost, margin. Again, you can rearrange these columns any way you need. I could do searches, filtering to find the items. But what's nice about this list is it's actually an order pad. So as you find those products that the customer is interested in buying, you simply go through and set the quantities, whether I use my mouse or my arrow keys, set the quantities. And again, with one singular action, I can add multiple lines to my order, my quote. I could go review the taxes and totals. Right? I mentioned that you could get out quickly, but maybe I need to go make sure the taxing is set right. And we do integrate to Avalara. So if you want to automate that, it is possible as well. You can see the totals. And then of course, maybe I want to collect payment on the order. Maybe a deposit. And that deposit does stay with this order. It doesn't go to AR to be applied to other invoices. It stays with this order and it's automatically applied once it's billed. I can have multiple payment types. Maybe they want to pay some by credit card, some by check. Fully integrated, credit card system that meets all the latest federal PCI requirements. Okay, or the other option, of course, is just hit finish. Now that order has gone through any of our rules. It's going to check their credit limit, of course, maybe margin tolerances for this user, because we're allowing them to manipulate pricing, and we can put some fences around what they can do, right? Some margin fences. Okay, so now we've left that, that we've done our business with that customer, but let's say as a sales rep, I quickly want to see some analytics, whether it's my sales or customer specific sales. So I'm going to jump into the analytics and reporting tool. And when I land, I see some maybe alerts that are important to my role. And I can configure this any way I want. So what KPIs or what business intelligence do I need that I always need to be aware of? I can have bookmarks. I can have favorites of different reports that I may have. So again, out of the box, it comes with multiple dashboards and reports. But I can create my own ad hoc or start with one and edit it and do a save as. I'm going to start with a sales rep dashboard. And here the sales rep can be presented with, of course, some KPIs, as far as sales information, different categories, right? Different reports in a table format. That again, I can also do searches and lookups to find specific items. I can see customer metrics, again, filter out for a specific account if I needed to, top 10 product categories. Really knowing, again, it may be that you want some of these widgets or dashlets from one dashboard and add it to a different one to come up with your own custom or personalized dashboard. I'm going to go ahead and drill into one of the sales figure. I want to open it up and analyze it. And now I can see the different, in this case, product categories that make up that information. But maybe I want to look at this by product. And not only by product, right? But I'm going to go ahead and do a nested or do breaks or pivots if you're an Excel guru. And I really want to let's start at the top. I want it to be by customer. And then underneath customer, let's look at it by product category. Like, so now I have those product categories for whatever time period I'm looking at. And I can drill into a specific customer. I can see the different categories. And then maybe I want to see their grills that they purchased in this time frame, whatever it is. And I could adjust these periods. I could do different filtering built in, right? Advanced search by any number of fields, building your own query, if you will, as you look at that data. So let's reset this and let me go back to product category. And I want to select grills, connectors, and supplies. And what I want to show you is a matrix here, because what this is going to do now is highlight any category that has sales in one but not the other. And typically these items are sold to the same types of customers. So now if I wanted to go up and look at customers, well, now I can see those customers that have purchased one but not the other. Well, why? Right now I can chase that business, because we all know it's easier to expand our sales from our current customer base than it is to attract new customers. So taking advantage of some of these analytics, right, and this true BI tool allows you to make those critical decisions in here, especially as far as sales direction goes. Okay, I've been talking too much. I see we're about at the end of here, so let me go back and come back to a few slides. Okay, let me stop showing my screen. There we go. Okay, so why Infor distribution? Why Infor? Why CloudSuite Distribution? Infor is very distribution focused. This is their flagship distribution product. It's where they're investing all of their research and dollars to add new distribution functionality, but also new technology, as I mentioned. Who are we as Aktion? We are over 220 employees. We're a national reseller and IT infrastructure provider. We have 2 company-owned data centers, top 20 VAR in North America, and we were recently awarded the Top Workplace Award. And you can see some of our other recognitions here as well. So what makes Aktion unique? We are, in fact, Infor's largest partner. We partner with other leading technology providers like Infor to transform business operations for all of our customers. We deliver high-value consultative services addressing business process improvement, including industry best practices and innovative technology solutions. And for our implementations, our proprietary lean implementation process ensures a successful go-live. We do have a brief poll here, again, that you can address here in one of the windows to see what is the biggest challenge issued with your current ERP. We'd love to hear from you. But with that, I'm going to go ahead and advance it. And Jason, I will throw it back to you. I left a few minutes. Do we have any questions from today's audience?
Today, we do not actually. I think you answered all their questions in this wonderful presentation. So thank you, Rob. I'd like to thank everybody for coming to attend this event. And thank you, Rob, for presenting. Let everyone know this will be recorded. So if there's anything you think you may have missed in this, go ahead and check back at www.aktion.com, and you can watch that as your own convenience. Also, take control here. We have a wonderful video library of a lot of videos featuring content regarding Infor CloudSuite Distribution, and a lot of videos regarding how to use it, customer success stories and whatnot. So go ahead and check that out afterwards. And thank you. If you have any questions afterwards, you didn't think at this time, make sure to reach out to Rob Dallas at rdallas@aktion.com for any questions you may have not quite remembered this time, and go ahead and request a demo from us. And hopefully we'll see you next time. Everyone have a great day. Thank you, Rob. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Take care. Bye-bye.